right? And I, at that point in my life, Russell, that was about age 40, maybe 39, and I was like self-aware and really aware of who I was and where my life had gone and where my life was going. So, all these thoughts and living on medication and being numb wasn't rational at that point in my life. And so I needed to find a way to get through it, and without medication. Because one of the worst things is you start to believe in medication.
Right.
Right. And you start to and isn't the effect that it does on your body, it's the effect that it does on your psyche and how you in your self-worth. Right.
Yep.
Right. That,
yeah.
It's the most horrible part about medication is that you're never really hitting the root of your issues. So what I had to learn was what was the root of my sadness and my depression, and what was the thing that was causing me to be chaotic in my life and not be organized or not care about myself, right? And so I had to get to that root, dude, and I found it.
Cool. So, and what is that? What's the new discovery today?
Well, this leads to where I am now and kind of what we're talking about now. I mean, in my life, I've gone through the DJ and the fun part, and I've gone through a lot of suffering in the past little bit. And what I've really learned is that there's a lot of people out there who suffer harder or equally to me, and they have no answers. And what it started with was just talking and being around people and holding their hand and actually being somebody there that can just listen. And then I started to realize that it was affecting me really deeply, just being that guy. And there had to be a way that, I could deal with my issues so that I could be an effective friend. Because I even remember back years ago with you and I, we were hanging filming, and then I had a nervous breakdown, buddy. I had a mental breakdown. And I
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I wasn't you.
It was all my fault. Sorry.
Yeah, right. It was right. But I had it, and that was at that point in my life where I needed to make big changes. And the only way I found it was with psilocybin. Mm-hmm. And basically, it was a really crazy process, and it's what I do now. And it's a completely like this. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a counselor trained or anything. I'm just a guy who's been through a lot of shit. And I've learned that to accept my trauma and accept the things that have happened to me and move on. I've juiced it for all it's good, and now I just move on and go forward. But the only way I did that was through using magic mushrooms.
Okay, and so what does that look like?
Well, magic mushrooms.
Is it just, hey, throw it in? How about in your cereal? What does that look like?
Yeah, that's a good life, actually. You just throw it in your cereal. That'd be a good life. So basically what it is this is what I did for myself. I researched online and found something that's called the heroic dose. And the heroic dose was created by a couple guys in the 70s and 80s. And it was used to help people deal with severe trauma in their life. Even like people who weren't self-aware or had no idea where their life was going. Mushrooms were found to really get them going. So basically what I did is I took 5 grams of mushrooms. Actually, I did 7 grams. And I did 7 grams of mushrooms at once, went into my bedroom, which was completely black, and blacked out and lied there on my bed and just allowed things to happen in my brain. And what happened, it's hard to explain what happens in my brain, but the one thing that I've come up with that is the best explanation of what happens when you're in this heroic journey is if you think about your expression, the way that you think of the word love and the way that you, Russell, express love, well, think about all forms and every single imaginable ability to express love, like every single nook and cranny of your ability to express and to feel love is all in that moment. And
so a couple quick questions.
Yeah.
The legalities of it.
Yeah.
Are what?
Well, it's a very gray legal. Mushrooms are still a substance 3 or they're still a Schedule 3 offense. So what that means is that you can't produce them, you can't make them, you can't sell them, you can't distribute them. You can't do basically drug dealing activities with mushrooms still.
Sure.
But the one deviant from that is that if it's for medical reasons or research purposes, mushrooms are legal.
Okay, and so who determines that?
That's determined by the government of Canada.
No, okay. So does your doctor determine that for you?
Oh, well, if you're looking to do psilocybin therapy or microdosing, there's basically three ways you can do it. You can do the hero's dose. There are people in Vancouver who are trained psilocybin doctors that will do that. The benefit of that is that you're in a controlled environment. That's a total professional setting. You're in a doctor with someone who's trained for this kind of thing, whatever training means. It's funny, they say training, but yet it's not taught. So how are you trained for this, right? All mushrooms is, and my advice to anybody is, if you're going to do this kind of therapy, do it with people who have done it, right? Don't go to a doctor who studied people who've done it. Actually go through someone that's experienced what you've experienced and has come out the other side and is able to walk you through it. Because all it really...
No.
No, I was going to say, that's all it really is. Like, yes, it's a gray area matter. And yes, with all my clients that I use, I do waivers. Everyone signs a waiver. Everyone has a preset set of things that they have to do before treatment. There's a lot that goes into it to put their minds into a clear headspace for when I go there. Because what I do, Russell, what I did to myself and what I do to people is very dangerous. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. It's dangerous for the fact that, I'm going into somebody's brain and I'm forcing them to open up and become vulnerable and face their fears and their issues and their traumas and deal with that in under a psychiatric spell, right? And then come out of that and then be able to, start your life over, basically. That's a huge thing for anybody's brain. That experience.
So it's kind of like a reboot, if you will.
100% reboot. And, this doesn't just go for trauma, buddy. This goes for like anybody going through any sort of anything, whether it's like, wanting to quit smoking, whether you want to lose weight, whether you just in a bad relationship or, you have childhood trauma. It's the experience. It's not me, right? It's the experience and being led through it professionally and in the proper way that changes the brain. The brain automatically resets and automatically tells you how you're going to start living your life. And it's true.
And so how often would I have to take this therapy? Like, is it like going to your chiropractor once a month or?
Well, basically what I do with my clients is I do a one session, and then 5 weeks later, depending on their trauma and the stuff that they go through, 5 weeks later, I do it again. And then generally usually after one time, you can really change a lot of aspects of your life. Like, I can't give it a number. Let's just say 40% of your life will change after one session. After 2 sessions, you're looking at closer to, 90% of things in your life that you're trouble with are going to be gone. You gain a perspective on your life that you won't get through any other form of therapy. You come face to face with your true psyche, and you come face to face with truly who you are, and you decide whether you're going to live with that or not.
So who, because of course you've just determined that it is illegal to distribute.
Yeah.
Who supplies that?
So what did my clients do is they order it through a site. They order their mushrooms and they get them for the therapy, and then I show up and do the therapy session for them.
And again,
well, it's gray area, Russell. Like, it's really weird. Sure. There's mushroom sites all over the internet. You can go to all of them. But
I guess, do I need a prescription to get to access those sites? I don't need a doctor's prescription.
No.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's Vancouver City Council about 6 months ago, in a unanimous decision, decided that mushrooms should be deemed they're non-criminal, right? So it's not a criminal offense now to possess them and to use them and to have, like, if a cop pulls you over and you have mushrooms, they can't take them from you. It's been deemed a non-criminal thing, right? Even though there's still Section 3, you can't sell them and all that. If you have them and you're eating them, it's not against the law in Vancouver City, right? So this is just the beginning of what is going to start happening all over. Cities like Oakland, California, are completely legal. You can buy mushrooms and psilocybin in some drugstores there. It's completely legal. In Colorado, completely legal. Mushrooms, completely legal. These places are finding that, you know, they're having huge effects on quality of life in sections of America that are like just horrible, the ghetto and stuff. They're actually giving people quality of life when they have no other chances in life, you know, to make money or to get out of their hole. At least you can feel good about being in your hole. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Okay. So if someone wanted to get a hold of you
Mm-hmm.
to have therapy,
Yeah.
how would they do that?
We'll put it on the screen. It's at alteredstatetherapy.com. I have a website there, and you know, you just go there and you look at. I do a couple of different things. One, I do group sessions.
Yeah.
So the group sessions are good for people with similar afflictions. So if you're
Sure.
all trying to lose weight, let's say everyone wants to lose weight and they want to go on this journey together. Well, the psilocybin basically will connect the group, will help them, you know, will help their mind go from their subconscious brain where all their trauma lies, and that's why they continue to eat or they continue to do the bad things that don't allow them to get over that hump to lose weight, because it's just a hump we all have, right? And
Right.
anything, buddy, losing weight, gaining weight, you know, getting over trauma, there's this hump that we can't get over. The mushrooms
Yeah.
allow you to get over that hump. And I'll tell you, dude, the hump is that gate between your subconscious and your conscious brain. And basically all I do, bro, is I just take people out of their subconscious and allow them to sit in their conscious brain for just a few hours and really sort out their life, right? And not be drowned out by all the trauma and all the negative self-talk. Let's get into this frontal lobe and this frontal visual cortex and really work on your brain in creating.
So what would, and again, answer it or not, it might be individualistic. The cost, if I wanted to come to you for, say, weight loss, what would the cost be to me?
All right, so everything is always sliding scale because everyone's needs are different. You know, group ones I usually charge about $150 a person, and it's generally about a 4 to 5 hour therapy session.
Okay.
And it's a group one, so you know, you all go down as a group, you listen to music, you come out, you talk about your experiences, and basically what I do is I set the table for all your thoughts. So when you go under, you all have this idea of what you're going to think about, and then you all kind of connect, right? So that's about $150 a person. Then I do couples, which is one-on-one couple therapy. If couples want to get closer or they want to work through issues, I do the same. It's $300. Basically I charge. And then for deep therapy, it starts at about $350 for one-on-one deep therapy, and basically that's like altered state therapy. So that's about a 5 or 6 hour session. And I'm telling you, buddy, like usually after one session, people come out with greater quality of life, they come out with life meaning, and they come out with a clear path as to where they got to go and accomplish their goals. Every single person has felt this, every single one, right? It's everyone has their own experience, but they all come out changed people.
And so safety wise, you protect the safety of the person or group. But yeah.
Definitely. And what I like to do is I like to go to people's homes, and basically I have a kind of a thing that I do. So I go to people's homes. You know, a good friend of mine pointed out the other day, I don't know that I do this, but she mentioned triggers in the house, and I do that. I take pictures away and I take things that are going to take people back or into a suggestive, like where they're being suggested to think about things. You know what I mean? Like you look at a picture and all of a sudden your brain goes to some sort of emotion with that picture, right? Or you know, something that's hanging in your thing that has some symbolism in your life. You know, we want to get rid of those things. Those are triggers, right? Right. And you go there and you set the scene at their house. And I usually like to do it at their house because they know where things are. They can prepare their meals and their snacks for after. They can, you know, they can do what they need to do to be comfortable there. Right?
Sure.
So it's highly different. Most of the other doctors, like real doctors, they have an office or they have a place where people go, right? But I don't like to travel afterwards. I like people to be comfortable and to be safe. I'd rather do the traveling.
Right. Okay. And so you don't partake on those evenings. You're clear, if you will, if that be the word.
Big time. Yeah, and it's safe, right? Like if I find like I do an interview with people, they sign the waivers, they answer some questions, right? And I make sure that they're good candidates for what we're doing. And then there's a protocol of things that they have to do, and even on the day of, no eating. I need you to fast the day of, and I need you to exercise 5 days in a row before. Like there's a lot of things. I put a lot of strict guidelines on people because when you're messing with the brain, it can go either way. I'm not a professional and an expert. I'm a professional, I think, because I've been through this many times. But I'm not a brain surgeon. I'm not a neurologist, right? I don't know where your brain's going to go. So I have to assess every single person with these strict rules and be like, okay, yes, this person will go down here and this person will go this way. And if someone's an extreme case, or if they have any, thanks, man, extreme case, then I have a medical person on board. I have a medical person that I pay to come and sit in with me during it, right? So
cool.
just in case. But if someone goes crazy or whatever, usually it's just breathing exercises that you do with people. If people go down the rabbit hole, usually it's just you got to get them to breathe through it. It's just your mind playing tricks on you, or something that I've done wrong for the setting, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, awesome. I learned lots of new stuff today.
Yeah, and it's good, dude. And you know what? Like, for foster care and for kids or adults maybe who are watching this who are in foster care and have some trauma with stuff like this, like, I think the key to it all is to really come to grips with who you are. And the way you do that is to be okay with what has happened to you in your life. If you've suffered abuse, or if you've suffered loss, if you've been abandoned, or all these bad things that happened to you as a child. There's two ways that you can deal with it. One, you can confront every single person in your life, and get through it and demand answers and demand resolution from them, right? Which is one way. Or you can just go in there and honestly fix the root of your issue and face your fears and realize that it's not your fault. All these things that happened to you, it wasn't you. You were a child. You couldn't do anything about it. You need to, right? Like this is your life now moving forward, and your life moving forward can be great.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for coming on, and we're going to do this, I think, once a week. We're going to have a bunch of different conversations. Okay. Thank you very much, Mike Oulton. Thank you for joining us here at Mr. Mom's World Speaks, and I look forward to other chats with you.
Yes, my friend. We'll do this every week. And don't forget, anybody who's watching this, head on down and grab some of them pierogies and cabbage rolls. Don't be shy. Don't be shy, Mr. Russell. All right? Russell makes the best cabbage rolls and pierogies in town. So make sure you head down, hit him up on Mr. Mom's Catering World. Mr. Mom's World Catering.com.
Okay, brother. Have a great day. Thanks so much.
Hey, love you.
Bye. Love you back. Bye-bye.